Okay, so wait, let's just start from the basics. I have so many questions.
Yes,
I'm so
go.
interested
Let's
in both of you.
It.
So, okay, so Kottie knows you through hair. Okay.
Through hair.
So, give me a little bit of backstory of about you, and then how you guys know each other, and all of that.
About you.
Yeah, we'll go
Okay,
into it.
go.
Yeah.
One day, I think, because you were getting your color done with Kottie, and then you just
What
popped
salon
on
are you at?
Royal Salon in Beverly Hills.
Okay.
Yeah. And you just popped onto my schedule, and we hit it off. I remember, like, the first appointment, we were just talking and, like, hit it off, and then you kept coming back to me, and I got stoked, because it's really nice. Sometimes it's, like, a one-off, you don't vibe, but I love when people come back. And then, and then Michelle and I, same thing, actually how we met.
My friend booked me a haircut as a birthday present with you.
Yeah.
And then we were like
fully hit it off. But how many years ago?
I want to say 5.
Yeah. It was like 5.
You know, but time is so weird.
I know.
Could be longer, but
yeah.
It's funny when she does your hair too, because you just click. Like I was like, I need your phone number. We're gonna start texting.
Same.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I love it. I actually want to be best friends with all of my clients.
I know. Well, thanks. That makes us feel great.
Okay, well, no, not like that.
I know, we're real special over here.
Okay, jeez.
One of 100.
You know,
I don't take it back.
I'm just fucking around.
Yeah. You attract, I really feel like you attract your tribe as like a hairstylist. Like whatever energy you're putting out, you get back through your clientele. Yeah. And I must be pretty cool. No, I'm just kidding. But it's just, I don't know. It's just, you know what?
Good people.
You know? I
that's rare nowadays.
With good
People suck.
It's just, it's tough. You know.
So wait, so you guys
Am I
met
allowed
randomly?
to say bad words?
Yeah, you
oh
can
yeah,
do
that
you
is a
want.
good
I have
question.
a potty mouth. My kids are like, Mom,
Do you know
stop.
that's a sign of high intelligence if you
Really?
cuss a lot? I don't know if someone just like made that up to make.
Well, I tell my kids that they need to think of other
whoa.
words because it makes
Fascinating.
Mine
look
keeps saying
not
it.
intelligent.
Lola keeps saying it. I know.
Wait,
My
what does
son
she keep
really
saying?
hates
She
it.
keeps saying fuck. She called Ted a little fucker the other day. I was like, what'd you say? He's like, I told him he was being a little fucker. And I was like, Lola, you can't say that. He's like, well, he is. And I was like, well, fair, but
How do you not laugh?
Mike and I couldn't stop laughing. And Ted's like, this would never fly with me. I
'Cause
never
you're
say the F word.
Let me tell you, it never flies with the
It never
oldest.
flies
I'm
with
the
the
oldest, and I
It's
would get
cute
in trouble.
coming out of a 3-year-old's mouth.
Yeah, Dom is my youngest. He'll be like, Luke is acting like a little bitch right now. And I was like, I'm like, you can't say that. He's like, a big one. I was like, okay, and it's funny, but the older they get, the less cute it is. Yeah, but when they're young, it's kind of cute.
How old are your kids?
7 and my son's turning 10.
Oh my gosh. 2 boys?
The hell?
Or no?
My daughter's 7.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
What's your
So
favorite curse word?
I think I was talking to John, my husband, about this last night. I was like, I think I say God damn it a lot. I think that's or motherfucker. That's like
I say
my
motherfucker a
and my
lot.
kids are like, Mom.
Oh my gosh,
But
how
so
funny.
Mason says damn it a lot, but always in the best situation. Like he'll,
You're
like be-
you're using it appropriately.
yeah, so I'm kind of like, meh.
So you can't be mad.
I know,
cannot-
and they use it
cannot.
perfectly. Like Lola, the iPad fell between the bed and a cushion. And, you know, something like that. It's like when your phone falls between something, you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
You hear the iPad,
And they
and she
whisper
goes,
it.
she had a pacifier in her mouth. She pulls it out. She goes, oh, fuck. And I was like,
Stop
See,
it.
this is what I'm scared. I hope kids are in my future, but like if that happens and my kid's just cussing, I don't know if I'm gonna be like, stop that. I'm just gonna laugh and say, yeah, you're right.
I just go, you can't say that in front of Dad.
Yeah, okay.
Or
Well,
like,
that's
don't say it
fair.
at school.
That's
like,
fair.
We're just gonna make
Yeah.
it look like I'm doing a good job
I
parenting.
genuinely
Please.
think it's so cute when like a little
I just
baby
got
just
shocked.
starts to
Are you
cuss.
married?
No.
No?
She refuses to get set up with, like,
Why?
substantial people.
She's on the track.
I have a boyfriend.
Okay.
I am dating.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How serious?
I'd say it's pretty serious.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah,
Sorry.
No,
okay,
it's
you're back.
okay. It's
You're
okay.
back.
We're back.
Okay.
We're back. Yeah, yeah.
I thought you were talking about the youngin.
No.
Okay.
No. Mm-mm. That was a fun little lesson that the universe put in my path. But you know, it's good to look at it that way, hindsight. But yeah, this guy and we're good. Like it's been like, what? Since high school, we were high school sweethearts, and over the last 4 years, we've kind of been like this, in and out of each other's lives, and it's just, yeah, I don't know. It feels like
right.
it's it this time. Yeah,
That's
for
good.
sure. Yeah.
Where
yeah.
did you grow up?
I
Here?
grew up in Pasadena.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to have more kids, you think?
I mean, that's the only way I'll stay with him, and he knows that. He
More
already,
kids? Oh, he has
he
kids.
He has kids.
I was like, she just said she doesn't have kids.
No.
No. You're like, I'm confused. What are
Yeah.
you talking about?
I'm
Yeah, he
trying
has.
to stay afloat.
Yeah. No, it's all good.
He has
ha-
kids.
He
Okay.
has twin boys that are 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
I
gonna
didn't
be
know that.
5. Oh my God, they're like identical twin boys too.
Oh my
Was he
They're the
married?
Cutest. He was.
Okay.
He was married.
Got it.
Yep.
Whoa.
I know. It's
I
crazy.
forgot all about that.
I know. Such
All right,
a
you're back in that
history.
game.
I'm back in that game.
Fair enough.
And he's it's
How
good.
old are you?
I'm 32.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
A
She's
baby.
almost 33
I don't-
in her spiritual awakening.
I know there's a lot happening with this age for sure. I feel like I always go back to like 30. 30 always feels like the age where I really felt great, and 32 is feeling so different. Like I'm just reevaluating a lot. I don't know. How did you guys feel at 32?
I had
don't
kids.
remember. Oh, Jesus.
I did also.
I
Yeah.
didn't.
I remember on my
Yeah.
30th birthday, I went bowling and I had an infant, and I was like, "Fuck my life." I thought I'd be in like Mexico or like, somewhere.
Funny.
Didn't it feel like you were were you the first of your friends to like have? Yeah, it felt like I was a child with a kid, and
Yeah.
and it's 30 isn't that young, but to start having kids, but
She was.
it kind of is for our generation.
I was thinking about it the other day when I remember
I was terrified.
the
This day and
moment.
age, people are like, "Holy shit, you have a kid!"
Yeah.
You're like
10-year-old?
teen
yeah,
bride.
yeah.
Yeah.
Teen
I
bride,
remember
100%.
distinctly where I was, what time of day it was, what day it was when she called me to tell me she was pregnant.
Aw,
And I remember being
that's
like,
the
I was
sweetest
in
thing.
bed with the stomach flu. She called me crying, and I was like,
Was
this
it
is
the
it.
stomach?
This
Oh,
is
you had
it.
the stomach flu.
I was like,
I waited like 24 hours before I told my husband because it was like such a he still to this day like is so up in arms that I didn't tell him immediately. It just took as
You
a
had to
woman
process it.
it was a lot. It's a like
Yeah.
I was excited, but it was also terrifying. I needed like a second to like
It was cool for me.
Our identity is
Yeah.
like
It shifts.
1,000% shifted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
That's so
Everything
wild.
yeah. I don't
Shifts
think
for your
anyone
best
really
friend.
talks
I was
about
like,
that.
oh my God.
Yeah. It wasn't anything. I was, of course, going to have the baby. I just had to really.
Yeah,
like,
you had
Was
to-
yours a surprise? Not. That's kind of a personal question.
No,
but-
I mean, no. We were married, and I mean, we had been married for like a few months, and so I was
Isn't
like,
it
"Whoa."
always a surprise?
My
though?
first one was. I mean, we knew we were gonna have kids,
Yeah.
but it was like.
But you think it'll take
there he
longer.
was.
You're like, fuck.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
worked.
You're like, well, he was meant to
No
be.
going back now.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like, get your shit together. You're having a kid.
yeah. Suddenly, you're like, "Oh, okay."
Even if
Yeah.
you're trying, you're like, fuck.
But I
I
wonder.
thought I had 6 more months of drinking.
Even
man.
I attribute it to my age at the time, but I also think that if I was 5 years older, I probably would have felt the same way. I think it's
You're
just
never ready.
No, you're
I
never.
Don't think you're
no,
ever
you're
ready.
never
Yeah.
ready.
And that's what I would say. Like,
Yeah.
don't stress about it, because like, just do it.
Yeah,
Just, like, jump off the
exactly.
cliff.
'Cause you'll never regret it.
You'll never regret it,
Yeah.
and you'll never be
Yeah,
ready. You'll be like, wait till I make this money, and wait till I make this money.
Oh,
Well,
fuck
it's
that.
weird how I keep
Yeah.
going back and forth with like whenever I see a baby, instantly my uterus is like, we need one right now. And then I'm out with friends and I don't have the responsibility aside from my dog Penelope, and I'm like, wait, I really like my life right
Yeah.
now. I don't know if I could handle that. So it's like this weird like back and forth. But I know I want it. I'm just
That's normal.
not planning on
I
it.
kind of have someone
right
great
now.
who I could set you up with, but I'll get into that later when we're not
Don't
recording.
we all?
Oh
No,
my
I don't
God.
always, but I do right now.
Oh my god.
Do I know?
Wait, my
I want to
mom's
No.
know,
gonna
and then I
watch-
can tap in and see if it'll be a fit for you.
I'll tell you after because he's like,
He's married. Just kidding.
no,
Of
he's
course,
a
everyone's
musician.
married
He's
now.
like known, like he's known. But I kind of feel like
Oh, let's save it for after.
I'll tell you after because I'm like
She's
if
a
I was
fucking
single,
catch, right?
She's so good.
She's so
You're
good.
So,
Yeah.
like,
You guys, I need you like I
You're
need you
so
guys to
yummy.
all
you
call
want us
me
to
every
support.
day.
You want us to support the relationship you're in.
No, I was gonna
okay.
say I need you to call me every
Oh,
day and
fuck
give me this
that.
hype. But
Okay.
that too, I
Till
shouldn't
there's
have
a
said
ring
no.
on her finger,
Okay,
all bets are off.
all bets are off. I mean, I might be
Grass on the field,
lobbying
play ball.
to make a move on her.
yeah.
You guys, I'm into this. I love it.
Okay.
Thanks
Yeah.
for making me feel loved.
Okay, so you
Okay.
can you what do you do?
So I'm a psychic medium.
Okay.
I used to work in film.
Amazing.
When I had kids, I thought I was going to continue to work in film, but I had this like hyperemesis thing where I threw up it was a whole long story. So I ended up being like forcibly a stay-at-home mom, and like all of my intuitive gifts kind of were like slammed down my throat because I had time to just not ignore them anymore, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So long story short, here we are. This is a very long story. Like lots of ghost stories, lots of like scary things that happened my whole life
Since you were little.
since I was little.
Okay.
And Mason, when he was a baby, he was having like spirits like touch him in his crib, and I got it on camera. And it was like this thing where it's like I need to get a hold of it, if you will. So I eventually got like mentors and I learned how to use my gifts, and now that's what I do. I feel like I'm more of like a therapist though, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think they're related.
Yeah, and I love it because when I moved out here, that's what I thought I was going to be a child psychologist. I was like, I'm going to be a psychologist. I'm going to help people because I have this thing. And yeah, so I can do mediumship readings where I connect to people who have passed away or psychic readings. I like call it intuitive consulting because I'm like, let me help you map out your life and like figure shit out.
I love it.
That's
Let's
amazing.
make life easier.
And that's so,
it's hard.
it's a lot to carry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's intense.
So, do your kids feel anything now?
They both have it.
They both?
Yeah.
Your husband's all alone.
He's along for the ride, baby. God, it's
He walks in and you're like, we're all having dinner with people.
that's the way it used to be.
Is
Table's
there
full.
someone in your family before you?
Yeah.
that
My
sort of-
mom's mom.
Okay.
Oh.
And that's the Native American side. I think it's because I'm Native American that it was just like, this is happening to you. But also, like, you know, I agreed to this.
Do you ever meet people that you feel nothing?
That's a great question.
The only people,
You know what I mean?
it's not necessarily feels
You're
nothing.
dead.
I feel a block.
a block.
Right?
Mitchie.
so
nervous.
She's like, what's happening?
Because I'm so fascinated by this.
Yeah.
yeah.
It is such a gift. I mean, I could
Thank
say that
you.
being on the outside because I don't live with it every day, but it's such a gift
It
that I go, that
is.
is wild that you get to experience that part of life in your current life. Like it's like you have two universes in your one universe.
I
That's
have like
crazy to
multiple
me.
universes because I'm
Probably
thinking of
more.
like past lives and ancestors and like it's like I wish I could just like turn it off a lot more than I do. There's not enough.
Are you
turning
able
it
to
off.
ever just turn it off?
Now I have control of like dead people talking to me when I don't want them to. Like I've figured that out because that was too much. And then like going out to bars and stuff, I always would get like, oh my God, your grandma's here. And then like I'd tell the person at the bar and then she'd start crying and then it's like uncomfortable. And
Why is it always the grandma?
What is the grandma doing? Why
They're
does she,
like-
why,
That's
they-
actually right.
why
they
is she
She's
there?
love
ready
it.
to go. She wants to party.
The
Grandma wants to
grandmas,
party.
you know, it's just because we're badass women.
Yeah.
We're like the matriarchs. We're the ones that are like, yeah, let me
Yeah.
guide you because we know everything.
My
I mean,
niece, so I have two siblings. My brother has two girls. My niece Isla has always felt this.
oh, how old is
She's 18 now.
she? Is she doing
And
it? She's
she
like,
was started at a really young age where she would mess with my brother, not unintentionally, but be like, you know, Linda, like she was always talking to Linda, where it was like, what the
the
fuck?
imaginary friend that's
then,
not really
like,
imaginary.
She said something to Bert, I remember at a very young age, being like, maybe Linda's watching you, Daddy. And he's like, don't ever say that to me again.
Oh my God.
And then when they
I
moved
wish
in,
I was like that and fucked with people when I was little.
I mean,
That's
she
hilarious.
didn't understand, you know, and I don't think it's to the extent you have. It's probably closer to you having tendencies.
Yeah, I'm
But, yeah.
definitely not as. I'm not that, but the things that have happened, it's like you're sensitive to it. You're intuitive. Like it's
Yeah.
opened up a little bit more than. I don't want to say the average person because that doesn't seem
Well, yeah.
right, but just it's.
She
yeah.
walked in, she was at Red Rocks and walked into like a crystal room.
Oh,
And then she walked
wow.
in and the woman was like, oh. And she was like, yeah.
Whoa.
And it's like they
What?
fucking knew.
Oh yeah. What are you saying? What
Like
does that
she's
mean?
like, recognize
they recognize that
intuition,
she's
recognizes
like
intuition.
Because they both
Captain.
are.
Yeah.
Okay. And we're like,
And she, when they moved into
you
the
can
house we
feel
live
it.
in now,
Yeah.
she kept complaining about the room having spirits in it and there's something in the closet. And then they brought someone in and
Oh my God, something in the closet that brings back nightmares.
and
Sorry.
so
I had that
and then
whole
it's
thing.
in my
Even.
son's closet. He won't sleep in there.
Wait, in the house you have now?
Wait,
They confirmed it. Yeah, it's the old owner.
Not the new
I-
one.
I can help you.
No, the old one.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
fine.
Not the house
no,
that I've
so
been
I
in.
don't
he
see him.
leaves.
How? Oh, it's his house.
Not the house that I've been in, right?
No, it doesn't work like that.
That one?
Yeah, that one.
I have like
Really?
total. I
Okay, you wanna
disagree
help?
with that.
Okay.
I disagree because I did that in a very fucked up haunted house that was like,
The one in Laurel?
dude.
Okay.
I had to move out. It
Yeah.
was like a malevolent spirit. I used to be like, well, whatever. It's the people who lived here, and it's fine. It's their place. But then I learned from the people I hired to try to clear it. They were like, no, you do not allow. You do not.
Oh, I don't want to tug the tiger's tail either.
I get that. I
Being
get
like, I'm
that.
not leaving.
Yeah.
We were fine. We were living
You're like,
I get that.
simultaneously.
she's like, we're coexisting.
Yeah.
It's cool. He pays his rent. We pay ours. It's fine.
What rent is he paying? None. I'm just
Spiritually.
kidding.
Yeah, right.
Spiritual rent.
Spiritual rent.
It's
He's not
fine.
messing
We all
with them.
sleep in the
That's
same
rent.
room, so we're
Yeah.
good.
You're like, it's fine this way.
We're like, good night, George.
We had a spirit in
Sleep
our closet
tight.
too. My daughter was drawing pictures of him at school. I keep almost like punching the mic. Sorry.
Oh no, that's crazy.
She was coming home with like, and John and I would be like, "Who's that?" She's like, "It's the man in my closet."
Are you able to tap into the ones they see or no?
Yeah.
Oh, so do they ever get scared?
They have me. So the same thing happened to me. Mia's turned hers off after the haunted house because it was just so traumatizing. Like stuff was being thrown at them. I mean, it sounds all fake, but it happened. And then Mason turned his off around the same age. Hers hasn't turned back on. She'll feel stuff. She'll be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, someone's here."
Oh, you've got to be like open to accepting and receptive to it. Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much. But there
Yes.
is a period of time that I think kids turn it off.
Okay.
And they're just like fear-based, and then I think spirit guides come in and they're like, "Okay, you don't want it right now, we're gonna like protect you." My son, actually, his is an interesting story. He has ADHD and audio processing disorder, and we've been like trying to figure out how to help him. And I, not to get into a long story, but I didn't medicate him for a long time because I was trying to fix it through diet and like anything you could possibly do besides medicating. No offense to medication, because then we finally did it. The week we finally gave it to him, he was hearing spirits nonstop. It was like we calmed his brain down, and he was like, "Mom, these men are talking to me and this family, and he's saying he regrets things that happened in his life." And I was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" Like my kid is, I think he was 7 at the time. I was like, "You're not going to talk to my son about that stuff." So I had to like intervene, and then he kind of felt a little empowered by it. He was like, "Oh, but I'm cool. Like, I can talk to dead people like you." And, like, he's telling everyone at fucking school. His teachers are like, "Oh, I hear you talk to dead people." And I'm like, "Oh, my God. Like, we cannot be doing this at school." Long story short, I let him partake in the removal of that family that was talking to him. And then I said, "We need to tell your guides to shut it down because it's like, we don't have time for this. And you're too young." So
Does
they'll
your
feel
husband ever
stuff.
get freaked out?
I don't, he clearly we're meant to be because he's so supportive.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah. I mean, I bought houses because I told him I got to download. Like, he's out of town, and I'm like, "Babe, we have to buy that land." And it's like a dilapidated house. And he's like, What do you mean? And I'm like, "I heard it." And he's like, "All right."
It's the
Oh,
Pisces.
he just
he's
rolls.
open to it.
He's what?
He's got Pisces.
Pisces.
Oh.
So
Do you guys like? Is he in real estate?
No, he's
Oh.
in film.
Oh, amazing.
But I just like, he's always, he's gone a lot because of it. And
Yeah.
I get downloads and I make decisions. And he's like,
What does that mean,
"Okay."
downloads?
I just literally
get information.
It's like,
so,
bloop,
Drops
plopped
into your
into
head.
my head.
You lucky son
so
of a
you
bitch.
do that for just like investment and then like
Anything
flip
that they
it
tell
or
me.
something? Yeah.
So we did it originally to live in it. I took it down, then I designed the house, lived in it for 6 months, and then I got the download to leave again. We only lived in it 6 months.
I love it.
And then we came back to LA. But the crazy thing is the whole time I was getting messages, like I'd be like stressing out over the stupid grout. I'd be like, they don't do grout well. And then I'd hear in my head, like, "Don't, calm down. It's not even going to be your house." And I was like, "Fuck, are we going to lose the house?" So I call the bank and I'm like, "Is the loan fine? Like, are we good?" Because I didn't know what they were talking about.
Yeah.
And then,
Wouldn't that be funny if like 20 years later you just looked at your husband and be like, I've totally been fucking with you.
actually, that
Yeah,
would be the best
that'd be
prank
hilarious.
ever. That'd be actually hilarious.
I mean, okay,
He's the
so
best. He's just
I
so
bet.
good.
So you guys met and you realized that you also have some of these abilities as well.
So actually, okay. So when we met, it's always been there.
You were
for
always
me.
intuitive.
Always intuitive. There's definitely been times when I was younger, things happened. My sister's also super intuitive as well. So her and I both have experienced things. One time it was, still to this day, don't really know, but we went to the cemetery with my mom to go drop flowers off for my Nona. And it was so wild. Her and I got out of the car first, and it's, cemeteries are really open. There's grass everywhere. We're little. We're like kind of running around. And our grandma's cremated, or no, she's not cremated. She's like in one of those,
Filing cabinets.
yeah.
Yeah.
thank you,
I love
exactly.
that.
The mausoleum.
The mausoleum.
There you go.
Yeah. So my mom's walking over there, and her and I are like running around, and we turned a corner, and we saw this like woman walking, and we like this. She was older. She looked like a grandma, And we both looked and we're like, you see that, right? And we both followed her and we turned the corner, she turned, and there was nobody there. And it was just,
Oh, man.
yeah, it was wild. So there's stuff like that have happened. But when her and I met, I don't think I was as into it yet because it was before my breakup. And then after my breakup with the 7-year, that's
I just
when
remembered.
I had,
It was your ex had somebody hovering around him. Remember you asked me something?
Yes. It was
Someone didn't cross over, and then I think that's how it started.
I think that is how it started because I was like, yeah.
Two of us are like,
So like if someone passes away
Yeah.
and then they end up sticking around a family member instead of crossing over, it can cause people who are still alive to feel like depression and sadness or anger or
shit.
like it can just
Yeah.
create a negative situation. And you were talking about it and I was like, oh no, his friend didn't cross.
Yeah.
That's what it was. That's what started
Yeah,
it. I just
I'm like,
remembered.
are you able to look at people and go, oh, she's going to die early?
Yeah, that's what she was thinking about you.
I'm like, I don't want
You're
to go.
going dark.
Yeah.
No, that's
she's
her.
like,
That's
no,
her.
I was
That's
like,
her
I'm
suggestion.
gonna go dark.
Yeah, can
I
you?
love it.
Well, my gift started as predicting people dying, and it was awful.
Jesus,
It was
Christopher.
awful. It was the worst.
Please tell me you blocked that.
Yes, I had to tell my guides. I also got like the worst readings in the beginning, but we need to go back to you. But
Okay.
No, it's fine. That's a dark hole.
I'm not ever gonna tell anybody when they're gonna die. I don't give a shit if you're paying me. I'm not telling you.
Yeah, that's
I
just.
will
You
not
know
tell
it. You're sitting there and you know it.
There's what I've learned throughout time is like
Yeah.
even if
I'm
I
like-
hear things, I don't need to tell you everything.
That's
It's not in your highest good. If it's not in your highest good, because
Do you know when you will?
No, I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Well,
I
lucky
know when
you
I'm
that
at-
you got to block your death date, but not ours.
Because I'm just like, we're not going there. If I have to die, I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Fair enough. Okay.
Sounds dark, but if I die, it's fine. I mean, I'm really sad for my
I know.
kids,
We
but-
actually just had this conversation the other day. You're like, I'm ready to just be like,
Yeah.
just
Stardust.
floating around in stardust. And I was like,
Oh, that feels nice. Stardust.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
want to like be somebody's guy. I want to drop down and scare the shit out of
yeah,
everybody.
you're like, I'm fine with dying.
You're like, now I'm
she-
on your side,
here.
bitches.
She said it. She's like, I'm fine with dying. And I was like, I'm still kind of like tugging on to life a little bit. Like, I don't know if I'm ready. I don't feel. I'm like, don't let go of the rope. Don't like, cut my rope.
when you feel
Don't
that
cut
way,
my
you're
rope
probably
yet.
since you're interested in spirituality. I think you're like a 6 or 7 soul. There's like soul
Yeah.
ages, so I'm
Yes.
like,
Oh.
if
Yeah.
she's. I think you're a 7. We'll have to figure
And
that
what
out.
does
Out of
that-
what?
I'm a 7 or an 8. I can't remember, but I know.
What
I'm
does
like a
that
7.
mean?
Yeah, what's that mean?
There's levels.
There's levels.
I still don't really know, but yeah, your life path number,
There's
What-
a psychic
The
named
lower,
Ainsley.
the lower, like the younger the soul.
Yes,
Yeah.
but you
Okay.
can like come back as a 1 or a 5 or whatever, like
What?
100 times.
Oh.
It's until you like
Learn
learn
the
your lesson and then
lessons.
you like move on.
yeah.
What am
what
I?
are we?
You have to add up your birthday.
No,
and-
this isn't that.
Oh, this isn't that.
Mm-mm.
Never
Well, let's
mind.
do that next.
What is
We're-
that?
Yeah, okay, let's do that
There's all the
too.
things.
I'm like, let me get my notepad and my.
So what's cool about her and I is
Yeah.
like, so for some reason, I feel like I'm sort of some sort of antenna for people that are intuitive because when I'm with another intuitive, it amplifies their gifts.
1,000%.
So when we're together,
Oh.
like her gifts come on and then mine are like,
Yep.
and then she knows a bunch of astrology stuff. I know nothing.
well,
I like,
I want to say I don't say
I know.
or claim to be an astrologist because I don't want people to come for me because I haven't studied it. I'm not certified, but I dabbled in it. You're
you're intuitive with it though.
Yeah,
You, give
during-
yourself more credit.
What is your
I'm
sign?
on it. I'm a Scorpio.
Okay.
My big 3 is really interesting. We were just talking about this. I'm a Scorpio sun, Libra moon, Aquarius rising. So I feel like it's a
Oh,
very interesting
okay.
mix. Yeah,
Very
water, double air.
interesting.
I know, right?
I'm double air water, but I'm Libra,
I
Libra,
don't know
Pisces.
this shit.
I don't
oh my
either.
gosh.
Yeah.
I don't
Just
know.
go,
I'm
wow.
like, just tell
feel like
me.
we vibe.
Yeah.
I feel like
I know
there's an
me.
energy.
I
know, I'm
I
an
felt it
Aquarius,
as soon
that's
as
it.
you sat down. So
Oh,
that was
yeah.
really cool.
Same.
I'm a
Yeah.
Sagittarius.
Like chill,
Aries,
but can be
Taurus.
intense.
Oh, I have no
Yeah,
idea what
It's
the
kind
other
of like
But
a
you
mix.
don't seem like
What?
a
I don't know
typical
what the other
Scorpio
two
to
are.
me, so that might be
Everyone
because
is
of the.
Sag, right?
I love that you said that.
Yeah.
And thank you
Yeah.
because I feel like Scorpios
helps
get
me.
such a bad rep, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
Because we're just
This is where it's like,
passionate.
I kind of get it.
My mom's a Scorpio,
But I
but
love it.
also I've known. I think there's just a
There's-
mysterious element to Scorpios that then get
Yeah.
misunderstood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there is for
My
sure.
brother's a Scorpio.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what?
Ooh, a
this is
Scorpio
also a
boy.
big thing too.
He's a lot.
Like
He's amazing.
in the
He's
signs,
a-
men and women are very different. Like a Scorpio man can be very different from the tendencies a Scorpio woman has. Like the big things are like passion and loyalty and all that, but like how you express it is so different between the men and women or
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
the
think
feminine
all
and
the
the
signs. The
feminine
men
and
and the
masculine.
totally
Yeah.
different.
But I've gotten that. People are like, you don't seem like a Scorpio. And I'm like, well, I think that's probably because you're picking up on the Libra
You
and
seem more
Aquarius.
accessible than most Scorpios.
I think that's also part of the intuitive thing. I'm
intuitive
just like
thing.
Yeah.
open. Like
You
I'm,
seem open, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
literally
just
feel like I have a
very-
fuzz crossing my face. Sorry.
It's allergies.
I don't see anything.
No, I feel like it's
Face
something
itches
else.
constantly.
Maybe
It's her grandma.
no, some,
Is it her grandma? She's like all the
Probably.
I feel like someone was messing with you and kind of just.
Is
doing
it her
this.
grandma? No, it's
What
hers.
is your sign?
I'm a Sagittarius, Aries, Taurus.
Oh.
There's a lot going on over here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Fascinating.
What were we talking about?
And my daughter's
Sorry.
a Scorpio.
So your daughter's a Scorpio too?
Yeah. Yep. Mhm.
She's like my grandma though. Like she's literally here to she mothers me. And
Yeah.
she's 7.
She's so
She,
cute.
when she's on, I mean that
When
bitch
she's on one.
run. I'm like when she starts her period. I've already talked to her about it. I was like, we need to like find some sort of Zen den for you.
Zenden. I love that.
I mean,
that's good. Zenden.
She's
I like that a lot.
terrifying. I've never seen you.
So wait, we were talking. We want to talk about. I want the.
Oh, the crossover.
The soul, but yes, and the soul age or the soul number, and then whatever you were talking about with adding up your birthday. I need to know all of this.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I
So
think it
the
was
life
initially
path
how
is what you're
we-
talking about.
Yeah, the life path, and how we even got started with this whole thing, this whole idea of you and I hanging out and doing what we want to do and just talking about
Yeah.
this stuff. That was part of like when you moved back.
When I moved back, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a few years, and we've been like this. Like I don't know, we haven't always been super as close as we are now.
Timing's
Did you go
everything.
to Nashville and come back?
I did.
Yeah.
Okay, and then do you guys actually work professionally together?
Well,
We trade.
That's the that's
What?
Like I read her, she does my hair.
Oh, trade.
yeah, but
Oh.
but doing this together.
Yeah.
Oh,
So the idea,
we're trying to.
Yeah, the idea right now is we are. Are we allowed to talk? Should we talk about it? Like what our idea is to do this podcast?
We're allowed to do whatever we
Yeah,
want.
Do
talk
whatever,
about it.
Talk about it. Go for
We're
it.
trying to make we've been building a podcast per
Yeah.
se to kind of, and it's called Everything's Fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry
because-
about it and everything's fine.
I said that
Yes.
in the
Did
elevator.
say
Yes.
that in the
I was
elevator.
like,
That's amazing.
It's in the
Like,
same vein.
yes.
It's a companion podcast.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
Emotional
Crossovers.
support.
Because
Ooh.
we're basically
Ooh, I
always
love
like
that.
everyth's fine, and
Yeah.
either it is
Yeah.
fine or like you're pretending
Fake
it's
it till
fine,
you make it.
and like
Yeah.
we talk about like
Everything.
we use. I feel like we just can help so many people. It's like
Yeah.
we're talking about kids and life and dead people, relationships, ketamine therapy. Like it's
Yeah,
like
so
Yeah.
interesting.
all the
So
things.
interesting.
And
What is
also-
your, I want to. We can circle back to the ketamine
Yeah.
therapy, but I want to know your take. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have
yeah.
a take.
So that's interesting. I love that.
Yeah,
I would
it's-
listen to that.
I would
Well,
totally
it's-
listen to it.
I love it. Thanks.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But you have to.
I
You'd
just got
have
so
to have us
excited. I
both
Patty's
on
grandma's on the
separately.
table. Don't
I know.
sorry.
I'm like,
She's
she's
balancing.
She is a firecracker.
She's a firecracker. But yeah, there was a day where we hung out from what? I think it was 1 to
8 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
which is a long
the day
time,
just
especially
went-
for me.
me too. Me too. My social battery just like
I'm
plummets.
like, I can't hang out
That's
with
a
someone
long
that
time
long.
for me.
Yeah.
And it was just
I feel
talking
you.
about like we just went from here to here to here to here, and it was all things spiritual. I think someone even came up to us that
Yep.
day and like
A lot of
talked
people.
about spiritual stuff, and we just looked at each other like we should just, I don't know.
Do this.
Help people.
Yeah, but she's also mentoring me to open me up to my gifts, and I think there's a lot of people prior to her coming into my life, there was times where I really wanted to like just reach out to somebody and be like, what does this mean? Am I in my head? Is my intuition right? But I never felt like I had that.
Mm-hmm.
And now that she's in my life and she's helping me and mentoring me, it's so rad. And I really
Invalidating, you
and
know?
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you. That's a great word to use. It's super validating. And I feel like for people that don't have that, they could tune in and hopefully they can find it physically, but just to help them get started. Because I know when I started on my spiritual journey, it was really trying to figure it out alone. It was just a lot. And if there's like and I know there's plenty of beautiful spiritual podcasts, but this one, for some reason, this idea feels unique.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it could really help a lot of people. And I would
Yeah.
just, I don't know. The
My
whole
God.
goal is to
duality
just,
of it.
Every
Yeah.
every
'Cause you
guest
know
would
it's
be
like-
fascinating.
So many people think you have
exactly.
to be.
It would just be so fun to help people open up to it.
Exactly, and give like
Yeah.
make it all feel more attainable. I think is the goal. Like
Yeah.
you can be spiritual, but not like not like fashion or money. Like, I love money and I love clothes and I love fashion, but I also like to meditate and I don't want to go live in the woods. You know what I mean? Like, there's like,
It's not one or the other.
it's not one or the other. It's both. And a lot of people
Yeah.
Yeah, it can coexist,
don't see that. Or they're
Duality.
like, meditation's
If
so
you're spiritual,
hard.
then you shouldn't care about anything material.
Yeah, it's like, I'm going to get my fucking Botox
Yeah.
and I'm going to go buy a Bottega and I'm going to, you know what I mean? Like, and I still
And
love
then you're like, stop following me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so wait, I need to close the loop on this. What
Yes.
is the spiritual number? How do you gauge that?
Okay, the one she's talking about is life path, which is like your, I'm like, let's introduce ourselves. It's the, okay, you explain it, but it is handy in your life, and we're both ridiculous. Like, we'll pick lockers at Equinox based on our life path numbers because it's just
If that doesn't end up as a meme or like something on Overheard
We pick
LA, that is like
You're so spiritual.
we never say that out loud.
But it's
but
funny,
you and
but
I
I love
secretly
it.
do it.
What's
We
your
do.
numbers?
Mine is
7?
4, so
4?
much so that it's literally tattooed on me.
And every time we're together, we see 4s everywhere.
We pulled into
Because
the
you're
lot.
looking for them.
No. We pulled into
It's
the
weird.
This is an example. We pulled into the lot to come here. And the woman literally was like, go park over there. There's a bunch of cones, right? She walks over, pulls the cone. The parking spot is 4-4.
And we both went, ah!
Well, we're
like little girls.
Yeah, literally freaked out.
Wait, what's your number?
9. 9s.
9s.
But how? Like, tell me how you get it, and what does it mean? Tell me some
Explain it.
facts.
Tell me my
Wait,
number.
I'll explain the Ainsley thing.
The life path. Okay,
Yeah.
the life path one is, again, not something I'm super well versed in. It's something that I've just kind of heard about.
Yeah.
But you take your birthday and you add up all the numbers, and then
Okay.
she's gonna do it right now. I love
Okay.
it.
Go ahead.
Do it, and you keep doing it until you get to a single number, and that single number is your life path
Oh,
number.
fuck. I don't like
What do you
that.
mean you keep adding it?
So like it'll
So, like, mine's December 9th. So I go 9. I mean, 1 plus 2 for 12.
Yeah.
Plus 9. And then my birthday. And then it's 1986. So then 1. I'm just giving my personal info out there. Don't steal my identity.
Yeah.
I have 4 names, so no one will be able to. But so then you go 1, 2, 9, 1, 9, 8, 6, and add all of those.
And then what?
And then what do you
It
get?
gets to your
and then if
number.
it ends with 2 numbers, you add those 2 numbers. You keep adding until you get to a 1 number.
Yes.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, so
Oh.
mine's. Why don't you do it?
sorry. Yeah.
No,
I'm
that's not you.
January 30th.
So 1 plus 3 plus 0 plus
8.
8. Wait, no.
Why? 82.
I needed to do 1 and a 9. We have to start over.
Why? One and
So
Yeah.
a-
1
Oh, 19.
plus 3
Plus 3.
plus 1 plus
No,
9.
Okay,
no.
mine's 32,
1
so 3
plus
plus
3.
5.
Yep.
Plus 1
Wait.
plus 9.
I did my birthday.
Plus
It equals
8.
3 plus 2. Sorry, so
Plus
5.
2.
Yeah. So your life path 5.
I feel like I need
Okay.
to start
But I
over.
don't know what
Okay.
it
Just in
means.
You don't know
I'm
what it
still
means.
learning it. Yeah.
Plus
It's like
3.
Plus 3.
Plus 1.
I don't know
Plus
what
1.
all of them
Plus
mean.
Is it like a personality thing, or is it more like
Plus
your
8.
journey? Like,
Both.
yeah.
Plus 2. Yeah,
Interesting.
You read up on it.
Okay, I'll read up on
So
it.
4, 5,
There's
6.
so-
You're a 6.
See, this is.
I'm a 5.
Oh my gosh! How
You don't like the number
cool.
6?
I like 2.
2's a good number, but that could be like your lucky number.
It is my lucky number.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm 6.
You're a 6.
6 is sexy.
Wait, actually, how do you guys know each other?
Oh,
How
Lord.
long have you known each other?
20 years next month.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh!
Oh, cute. You even know the month.
Since like we were like 2 when we met. Just kidding. No.
You're babies.
We met in the mailroom at an agency,
Oh
a
my
talent agency. Yeah.
gosh.
We're the only 2 girls.
Uh-huh.
Love it.
Yes, queen.
Women, yeah. Women love it.
Yeah, and then we've been inseparable ever since.
That's. I love that. I love that.
She's
so
like the
much.
sister I was meant to be born with.
Oh, do you not have sisters?
That's
I
cute.
have,
She does.
I feel like she's sort of like rogue. She's kind of an island. She should have been an only child.
She's
hard to pin down.
Yeah, it's funny, and I have a sister, and
I-
Annie and I were just talking about like Samantha. Like if either of us have anxiety, we're like just talk to Samantha, because you are grounding.
Am I?
When you call, you go, you're fine. Listen, you're fine.
Yeah, I love
2
that.
days is going to be gone. Okay.
That's nice
Anyway,
to know.
like you just,
sweet. Really
it's very
sweet.
grounding and reassuring, and you go, it's the ease of talking to someone that has the same level of generalized anxiety
Yeah, I do.
and
I do have
reassuring
that,
you
yeah.
that going, you're totally fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, it's like not
it
toxic
doesn't work.
positivity.
It
like
doesn't
you
work
actually
with
mean
someone
it.
that doesn't have anxiety.
Yeah.
Someone that
Yeah.
doesn't have anxiety telling you you're fine. You're like, fuck off, you're naive.
Yeah.
You know?
I've also gone down so
Yeah.
many like rabbit holes and like
Yeah.
on witch hunts, like health witch hunts, like
Same.
thinking the most elaborate rare thing
We're like,
is happening,
we'll call
and
and
you're
be
not
like,
going to know until it's.
"How was
you
your
know,
MRI?"
You're terminal, yeah. But
was negative.
But
I
I've
told
done
you.
that enough times now to know like it's usually probably the most simple answer, and it most often like goes away, whether or not you figure out
Do you
exactly
know
what
what
it
my
is or not.
therapist once said to me, and it was the funniest thing, and I'm not going to say it correctly. When you hear hooves, coming down a street,
Yeah.
Okay.
he's like, it's not going to be zebra.
Oh.
You know how our heads think like
Shouldn't
the
it be a
worst, most
tiger?
bizarre.
Not a
I would
tiger?
I
would love to see
I
a
went
zebra.
to like some sort of demon
No.
centaur.
When you hear, what is it called?
Because paper tigers. That's like our. That's
I
our
like that.
anxiety, You know.
I like that a lot too.
I was
That's
expecting
good. That's so
hooves.
funny.
I
The
botched
devil?
that.
Actually, does make sense though. I get
Dante?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do get it though. 'Cause it's like
a useful reminder that we should diagnose the common causes rather than search at exorbitant length and cost for low probability causes. When you hear hoofbeats, it'll likely be horses and not zebras.
But what's
Well, that's kind of what I'm saying to
zebra?
you about
Exactly.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
likelihood that a
You're
zebra is
so
running
up
down
in
your
here
street.
that
Yeah.
you come
Oh,
up
it's
with all
not.
these
and we have too
scenarios.
much
are
information.
slim.
I
Okay,
know.
well, my
I
brain went
know.
to the wrong place.
What's wrong with zebras?
I'm like, why would I?
Okay,
be
I would
like,
almost think
so-
like it's a horse, not a unicorn. I mean, it's like usually
Right,
something
that's
that
more rare.
exists and
Thank
not
you.
like
Yeah.
like
I would
mythical.
Love to see
You
a
just made me feel
unicorn.
better
I would
about
love it.
myself.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I was not picking up what you were putting down at all.
And now it makes sense.
We have a lot. We
Okay,
have a lot of things going
so
on.
now we have our ages, which I don't know what to do with that.
Well, you just gotta.
That's not our age. That's the
Your
spirit
life
number.
life path number.
She's about to explain the spiritual age.
Yes.
Okay, so
Okay,
there's
my
a great
spiritual
book
age.
you should get and read. It's called
Okay.
Soul Ages by
Okay.
Ainsley MacLeod, and I always say his last name wrong, so I
Okay.
think it's MacLeod.
Soul ages.
Writing that down.
And he also has a book called The Instruction, which is lovely.
Okay.
But he breaks down, and when you read it, you're gonna be like, it makes so much sense. Essentially, from the moment we come to this planet as a soul, everything we go through has been predetermined, right? So we're like making the choice before, like I'm gonna go through like all of this shit and learn these lessons, and it's gonna be great, even though it doesn't feel great. But you start young, and those are usually the people, and by no sense in any of this is it like trying to be offensive, and he even says it. It's like the ones that are like wanting to be in like cults or like churches to the point where like you only want to do what the pastor says, or like they're very young. And that's like, it also helps you not judge people as much, this book. I
true.
really like it because instead of being mad at someone for just being dumb, it's not their fault they're dumb.
I always say that.
I have zero
Okay.
patience for people. I have patience, but I also don't. So it's like I really need to like remember, well, they're just young. When you hit 10, you're done. And then you like go off and do whatever. I mean, I feel like psychics and mediums and all of us can claim to know what happens, but like who the fuck really knows?
Yeah.
Like I think we become spirit guides. I won't know until I know. I think that's what we all think. Just from like experience and talking and doing readings. But within the soul ages is you can live multiple lifetimes that until you learn the lesson you're meant to learn in that age. When you're a 10, you generally don't have kids. You don't want to have kids. You don't really care about money. You're ready to die. You're ready to go. Like you're done with Earth.
Like at any age.
At 10? Oh, at your soul age.
You're
Not
like 10
child.
years
Like,
old.
Jesus.
No. That's dark.
You're just different. Like you probably want to go live on like a commune and like, you know, it's all for the common good and the higher, which,
Got it.
but I think it's from 6 on, from soul age 6 on is when you become spiritual, and it's like your spiritual evolution begins.
Yeah.
And then prior to that, like 5s, 4s, 3s, they don't believe in anything we're talking about. They're like, meh.
How do you gauge?
I can usually just feel it, but when you read the book, he'll like go through examples on like,
How you would be able to determine? So what do you think she is? That thing over there.
I think you're a 6.
Well, we just did the math.
Oh,
Is this
interesting.
different?
No, this is different.
Different.
I
Oh,
think
okay.
you are a 6.
Get it.
God.
Get with it.
But you should read it. It's a really fast read. I think I read it in like a day.
What do you think I am?
You're a 7.
Ooh. What are you?
I'm a 9.
You
I'm
are.
almost done.
You're almost done.
Oh, I'm just beginning.
No, you're not. You're not a 1.
Did
You're,
you
like, past
want to
halfway.
have kids?
That's an interesting question. since I was a little girl, I had anxiety about having kids because I knew I was going to have kids. But did I want them? Meh.
Yeah.
It overwhelmed me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, childhood was kind of rough. And then when I left home, I would go to college and then like sleep till 1 every day. And I was like, kids are going to get in the way of that. And how am I going to want to get up and take care of something? I'm just trying to take care of myself.
What do you think your husband is?
Oh, I think he's an 8.
And do you think that people are drawn to each other with similar numbers?
I think close by, at least, unless you're meant to teach each other a significant lesson. My husband and I have had 27 lifetimes together. So it's like...
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah.
It's a lot. You guys love each other.
I know, and
That's
I've hated him so much before, and I love him so much. And it's like...
Well, that's...
It's exhausting.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, you just go through the
ups and downs.
How do you know 27 specifically?
I did this Akashic reading. It's like, so we have a thing called the Akashic Records, and it's like the knowing of all things of all space and time. And he and I always knew we had been together in previous lifetimes, but we didn't know how many. And she told us, and when she told me, it resonated. Like it didn't feel fake. Because when I get readings that are fake, I'm like, oh, this is some bullshit.
But how do you know? How can
I
you
just-
differentiate?
It's just so...
Oh, readings. People
yeah,
reading you.
me.
Oh,
it's very
okay.
tough to read me, but...
I thought you were talking about a spirit that was bullshitting you, and I was like, what?
They do that too.
Are
But-
they like, so if you're open to it, like, meaning like right now in this room, do you feel people in this room with us?
I felt your grandma immediately, but I try to turn it off.
Turn it off
when
so
I'm
it's
in
not
these
so
It's a
distracting.
lot,
Yeah.
and then it makes me sweat.
I don't blame
She's
you.
like, hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Pay attention.
Yeah.
Right?
So, but how do you feel it? Like, what does it appear like?
Like a full-on show in the corner, and she's like trying to just talk about something. She's like, okay, I'm
Yeah.
Some of them are
that.
like that. I mean, she definitely was like, "I'm here,"
Yeah, that's
so we
her.
probably have to talk to her. But
Wait,
Okay.
let's do that.
not
Let's
now.
talk to her.
No?
Okay.
No, not now. I'm just saying
Okay.
we'll have to do it. But she's
At some
here.
point. Yeah.
The way
I get so excited
Why
about it. I'm
can't
like,
we
let's
talk to
do it
her?
now.
I guess I mean
We
if
can if we, yeah, I'm open to it.
I just have to meditate, or I don't have to meditate.
If you're
it's
not
fine.
in the zone, though, it takes
Yeah,
you
if you're
a
not in
lot.
the zone,
If you're, we
don't.
could just keep chit-chatting. You can do
I
it when
mean,
it's
we
like a
could
one-on-one.
Or we could do it later
Fascinating.
in our conversation too.
Yeah.
So what is your take? I know a doctor who is now I think she's an ER doctor and she's opened a ketamine clinic in
Ooh.
Larchmont.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about this.
And
I have a friend also who not with her also just recently did the ketamine therapy. So what is your take on it? Have you either
I'm
one of you
doing
done it?
I'm starting it.
Okay.
I've done 2 sessions.
Okay. What is the protocol in terms of amount of sessions?
I signed up for 4.
Okay.
It was like 4 to 6.
Okay.
It's interesting because I feel like I've been called to ketamine before it was a thing. This is such a weird thing to say, but like I've been telling clients that have things that need to be healed in their subconscious body because we hold on to belief systems in our body, right?
Yeah.
So if you can't get through them through meditation and working out and doing all the positive things that you can and it's still like overriding the system, I've always felt like ketamine was a thing. And then it kind of fell into my lap at the perfect time. I love to say it's because of surrender. Like surrender is so amazing. But it fell into my lap. I have been on a very long healing journey. Like it's very, you keep thinking you're going to get there and it's like, well, no shit, it never ends. And this woman, her name is Beth. I met her at an event I was doing and we clicked immediately and she told me she does ketamine. And the way she does it is through therapy. And it's in conjunction with therapy. I know that there's an option to just show up to a clinic, get your injection and leave, but I think that's not
What
the
is
way to
ketamine?
go.
You mean you sit there
It's
until
basically
it wears off?
horse
So
tranquilizer.
she and I
Yeah.
do a full-on,
Yeah.
we do a therapy session first.
Uh-huh.
We go into, she's also very spiritual, so we talk about our intentions. Are we good? Yeah.
I just realized what ketamine was.
Oh.
It's like
A
it's
horse tranquilizer.
Yeah, or what they put you to sleep with at the hospital.
Okay.
But they found out that it helps rewire neurons in your brain. It helps create new synapses, like happy ones.
Oh, no. What if you lose all your shit?
So that can happen, but it's rare. Like, you mean like
Would
totally
you be upset?
disassociation.
Would you be upset?
Well, it's so funny you say that. So we do like I'm going to bring that back.
Okay.
So we did a therapy session. I was diagnosed with chronic PTSD insurance covered it. And I was like, what? That's amazing. And I come from a past of like, I did a ton of drugs growing up, and
I love you.
my life is like insanity. It's just like whoop, that happened. So I did go into it. I've died once, so I also like went into it a little fearful because I had so many people I grew up with die around me on drugs. I never got addicted to drugs. I think it was like the spirits that protected me from like never wanting to do more than just have fun. But I had this innate fear of like, if I do ketamine, I'm gonna die or I'm gonna lose my mind. And what she said was, first of all, it's a round trip ticket. And then she said, well, what is your biggest fear if you lose your mind? Because she said, what is your other fear? And I was like, well, what if I lose my mind? And then like, I'm crazy. She was like, well, let's dive into that. And that actually gave me comfort because I wouldn't know my mind was lost because what was the worst? Nuts. But I was worried about my kids. I was
true.
All of my concerns are my children. If I die, I'm worried about my children. If I lose my mind, I'm worried about my children. For me, I don't care. And so that was that. But then you go into it with your intentions. What do you want to heal? What do you want to change? And then you enter the space. I go like full kilter. You can do 2 ways. I believe you can stay with it and talk while you're doing it. And I was like, no, let's go. Let's just go big. And so I did the first time 55, I believe it's milligrams, into my arm. And then it was wild. It was one of the most wild experiences.
Do they not just dose you based on your weight or like your?
Yeah, she said this would
like,
be good
how
for
big
you.
do you want to go? How
She's
hard?
like the biggest K-hole you could put me in. Let's go.
No, she definitely was
That's
like,
where the K-hole comes from.
Yeah, K-hole.
yeah.
Kottie.
And it's insane.
Wanna come?
Nope, I'm good.
It's insane. I have noticed such a significant difference.
So you've done how many now?
2, and I've only done 2.
And how far apart are the
I did those
sessions?
a week apart.
Okay.
I think you're supposed to try to keep them close together, so it's like.
Are you
in
doing
your
another
system.
2?
Well, I'm about to leave town to go to New York. So my husband's shooting a movie for Stampede, by the way, which is really, like full. Like it's so wild that like all of this is happening. It was so meant to be.
That's random. What's the movie?
I'm going Motor City.
Oh.
So I'm leaving for New York, so I can't do anymore because I want him to be my driver. You need someone to drive you home because you're just like.
Yeah.
You're on a K-hole.
Yeah, you're just like, you're not having it. And I'm not going to get in an Uber.
No.
So
Like,
I'm
K-hole,
waiting.
no thank you.
So I'm waiting.
No.
Essentially, like, if I was staying, I would have done all 4 back to back.
How long does it last? Like, when do you feel normal again?
Probably like an hour after.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, you're not, like, screwed. But you're so, like, zen and, like, lovey-dovey. And, like, I'm not a lovey-dovey person. And afterwards, I am. I'm like, just fucking hug me. And give me your body.
That's how I am all
That
the
seems
time.
very lovey-dovey the way you said that. Just fucking hug me.
Just want to, yes.
Squeeze you.
Yeah.
Fascinating. So what's it supposed to do? Just untangle your shit?
Yeah, best way to put it.
Okay.
What were you saying? You're afraid of losing like your entire like facilities? Like what are you saying?
No, I was saying like,
Disassociating.
yeah, just like hearing things and having that connection.
Oh, what your
Yeah,
gift
yeah.
in particular?
I don't have a gift that I could
You were
lose.
wondering if I would lose my
Yes.
gift.
Yeah. See, you guys aren't like totally like clicking. Like there's some miscommunication happening.
Yeah, 'cause she's
here.
a 9 and I'm like a 1. I was
You're
like,
like, please clarify.
no, but I was like, what if you lose all your abilities?
That's what
and
I
your
didn't
gifts?
understand that you were
From
asking that.
I
untangling.
think if anything,
Not your
it
mind.
would make them more into. You're like, yeah.
Yeah, I
wasn't
think it would
asking you that.
be clearing and even make them maybe more
Correct.
intense.
no, but I'm saying if
If
you
it
did.
happened, then it happened.
I was just gonna
Yeah.
say, I feel like then that's your path.
That's my path.
Yeah.
I'm
That was
very
meant to
much a
be.
very
Yeah.
like whatever happens kind of person.
Yeah.
Because nothing's a coincidence and everything's already planned. Besides
Yeah.
free will kind of getting in the way.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
I
Do
kind
people
of
ever
like
come
that.
to you after like someone they loved like tragically passed and you don't have any connection to them?
No, I've never had that.
Oh,
happen.
okay. Well, that's good.
That's really good.
Because that would
I've
be
had
heartbreaking.
people
Any
block
connection
with
to
psychic
what are you
stuff.
asking? You no connection to the
Like, you know,
It's not
someone being
died.
like, hey, you know, like,
Yeah.
you
So
know.
what are you asking? If
Like,
she
has anyone ever come to you and be like, my best friend died?
And I
And
talk to them.
yeah, and then she'll go, and then she's like, no one's in the room with
Actually,
us.
Oh.
It's
And
oh.
you're like,
never
yeah,
been-
she says, hey.
I
Like,
should
you know what I
I
mean?
should correct
The
that.
call is coming from inside the house.
Yeah.
People will be not talkative though. I'll pick them up, and either their energy,
Yes.
they hadn't healed enough after they crossed, so they didn't have enough energy to have like a full-on talkie session. Some people are just not talkative, but I'll pick up like what they're wearing, what they look like, you know. Are they?
But
you
you're
know.
like, she's in a really bad mood right now. Can we come back like in a week?
Or I'll be like, their energy's not right.
Would you do the ketamine?
Mm-hmm.
Have you?
Not that way.
Oh.
Just
It's different.
recreationally.
Oh,
I
but
knew
like,
you would, you little
But
slippery
that's like
fuck.
like Special K. Like, isn't that like so old school though? Do people still do it?
She smokes her ketamine. No, I'm just
Do.
kidding.
Do people
Do
still
you? Is that what people
F
do?
no.
How
No.
do you do it recreationally? By the way?
Yeah.
I
Do
wanna
people
know.
still do it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
recreationally?
cool
like a
now.
thing like when you
It's back.
It's
I mean, it was
back.
cool in the 90s.
Because we called it PCP.
Oh, we
Did it
called it
be?
Special
Oh
K.
my gosh.
Yeah,
Or
it was
maybe
Special K for us.
PCP is
Any
different.
of all this.
PCP's crack.
I used
No,
I'm
it's
kidding.
not.
I'm kidding.
Oh my
I'm
God.
kidding. I've never
The
done
amount
crack.
of
Oh my
misinformation
God.
coming out right now. No, but have you done it recently?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. And is it it's short acting?
It's very short.
Yeah.
It's very different,
It's
though.
yeah, it's such a short spurt. I will say it is euphoric.
Yeah.
It's a super euphoric feeling,
And
I
you
think
can't
that's-
die?
I don't think
I don't
so.
know. I don't think so. I don't think anybody.
So it's not like fentanyl.
No.
That's
Okay.
awful. That's like
No, that's
Danger
scary.
zone.
Yeah, that's
my
terrifying.
insurance is covering this.
That's so fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
I
that's
love
like
that.
that
That's
makes
a good.
people like
That's a hard sell.
that like disarms
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
I told my parents, I was like, insurance covering, it's fine. Don't freak out. I don't need your negative.
Your negative
Thoughts.
shit on me.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
No.
It's such an interesting thing. Yeah.
You should try it.
But it's different when it goes through
Would
the
you ever
bloodstream.
try it? Would you ever try it? I'm good with all the tangles.
Um,
With the tangles.
I wouldn't say I wouldn't try it, but I'm not there yet.
No,
I
not
think
that.
you
Yeah.
have to be called to it, just like anything.
Yeah.
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 Or just party with
My
Danny.
girlfriend's husband.
Straight up, you can just come party with me. There was an experience that definitely
You should
Has-
talk about it. It changed your life, I feel like.
it did. It really did. It was an experience I had that I'd never felt like it before when I've done it. It's always euphoric. This time it was like a switch went off. It was like talking about it is so it's wild. I got so far away from myself, and it was terrifying. It was such a weird realization, and knowing that I was myself, but I didn't feel like myself, and nothing I was doing was allowing me to make myself feel normal. And in a situation where you're like really drunk and you're like, ugh, if I just go to sleep, I'm
Yeah.
gonna wake up and I'll be fine.
Yeah.
This was not one of those. This was one of those moments where I was so in such a different realm, let's call it, that I was actually scared with anything, and I wasn't gonna come back to normal. And I kept thinking about, I'm gonna live my life in like a padded room. I'm not gonna be normal. I kept thinking about my dog, like
Oh, it gives me,
Penelope.
like,
Yeah,
scary.
it
Is
was
that soothing
just-
to hear, Kottie?
No, don't worry about it. You know what my
Okay.
therapist told me?
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
he's questioning, if you're questioning you're
Hooves.
crazy, hooves! The hooves are coming. No, if you're
I was gonna say the
questioning,
hooves, yeah.
if you are questioning if you're crazy,
Yeah,
you're not crazy.
that's good then.
Crazy people don't question if you're crazy. You know what I
That's
mean?
good.
You coming
Yeah,
out with
I
all
love
these
this.
like,
I'm like,
Oh, it gives me so
factoids.
guys,
like
like,
therapy.
whew,
I love
scary.
it. Yeah, it was
Was
wild.
this recently?
Ish, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
You should have called me.
I
just
should have.
kidding.
Next time.
She'll make you feel
So
less
what
time.
happened? So finish the
I did anything and everything I could. My
Okay.
boyfriend was trying to calm me down. He didn't feel like a safe space. I was like, turn on a show like Modern Family or New Girl, something
Yeah.
that I know that will bring me back. And it actually made it worse. It like
because
pissed
you're
me
like
off.
this isn't the real show.
Yeah, I
this
was
is a
like-
version of the show.
Yeah, it pissed me off. I was like, turn it off. I can't. And then I went and like took a bath, and water normally usually helps me feel. It kind of calmed me down, but it was very wild. I just finally took myself and like laid down in bed, and I'm not a religious person, I'll say that. I'm more spiritually inclined, but something was telling me to pray. Something was like, just pray right now and just you'll be fine. So I just kept being like, okay, hey God, it's me. I know I don't normally talk to you, but I'm feeling not myself right now. Can we like reel this in? I'm over this episode. I'm over this plot. Let's get over
Yeah.
it. And I was just praying and talking to whatever higher power, spirit guides, my higher self. And I finally fell asleep and I woke up and I definitely felt better. I felt like I was back to myself. But I was also slightly hungover. I'm going to also say in preface, I was like out. Like we were out having a good time. I had a few drinks.
Yeah.
But since then, I have really...
And you're in Vegas, which is like a negative energy.
Yeah. I was in
geez.
Vegas.
That's not good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't go into a bathtub next time for a safe
No,
space.
it was
I think
very...
a lot of people try
Mom
doing
is
that.
scared. Mom was like, we don't want you drowning.
No, it was
Yeah.
like, it was, I didn't fill it up. I promise. It
No,
was like
cool.
just
Most
enough.
people don't. And you know what?
Yeah.
It's always tragic.
It was-
Everyone ends up in a bathtub because they go, water's going to calm me.
Yeah.
I'm tripping.
Yeah.
And then,
Oh, God.
Wait, so
Yeah.
do you feel that it was like
It
transcendent in some way,
Yeah.
or do you think are you
No,
just
for
happy
sure.
that you survived it? Like, are you terrified of
Both.
doing it again?
Not anytime soon.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna say no.
Yeah.
The therapy intrigues me a lot, but
yeah, because you're in a safe space.
yeah,
It's guided.
Yeah.
It's
You
not
you have a
you
doctor
haven't-
and a nurse with
having
you.
gin and tonics before. Like,
Yeah.
you
Well,
did
yeah,
it all
but
wrong.
yeah.
yeah. It's yeah.
Thanks. Thanks,
It was
doctor.
a super low vibrational situation. So next time it needs to be more in a high vibrational situation. But I definitely feel that it changed me in like different ways. I mean, I'm more grateful for things that I think I was not that it was like a near death experience. I feel like that sounds so dramatic, but there was a part of me that when I got back, I'm more grateful and I show gratitude towards things that I wouldn't normally do on a day-to-day basis.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild. It's like I'm happy to be back in my life. I'm so grateful for my life. I love my life. I love it. Not that I wasn't before, but it's just like
Negative experiences can do that to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's I mean, listen, I've had my fair share
Health
of trauma.
scares, negative,
Yeah.
anything like that
Things-
grounds you again. You're like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yes.
here we are.
grounding.
Phew.
That's a good way to put it.
Normalcy. It's
Yeah,
so
it's for
a
great.
reason.
Yeah. It was
It reminds me of a time when I was in high school and I did acid, and I came
Yes.
home.
Okay.
And I'd only done it a few times, only in high school, which is hilarious because I mean, obviously, I haven't done it since. And I came
Yeah.
home and I told my mom because I felt the exact same way. I felt like I was not myself. I like nothing was right. And I came home. I told my mom like I'm on LSD, and she was like, "Okay, go to your room." Like no one could get mad at me at that point. I'm like, I'm on LSD. Like what are you gonna do? So I go to my room. I loved Marilyn Monroe. I had all these Marilyn Monroe pictures, and I was like, it's not actually Marilyn. Like this room isn't mine. Like it was like Labyrinth.
that's
You know
the
when
worst.
Jennifer Connelly's like it was like a facade. They were trying to make her.
Disassociating.
Yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
like, none of this is mine.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, then the next day I woke up, I was so happy to be
So you felt it before.
back,
too.
and I obviously never did it again. And
Yeah.
then I went to my mom and was like, I'm obviously in trouble. So
Yeah.
what's my punishment? She was like, I think you suffered enough last night.
Yep.
I was like,
Oh,
I
that's
did.
good.
I did. And I never did it again. But it sounds very similar to that.
Yeah, it
I was
really
like,
does.
everything was like, this is mine, but it's not.
Yeah.
Something's off about it.
Oh my
like
God.
everything in my room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Y'all are tweaking
Yeah.
me out.
It
I
was
couldn't imagine being on
definitely a
acid
trip.
in your room by yourself. Like, yeah.
Or
Ooh,
anywhere
yeah.
for that matter.
At age like
True. It's
16.
pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you're in that state, you're not thinking about it in that way,
Yeah.
which is like
You don't have the perspective.
no,
Yeah.
thank God.
Yeah,
'cause
thank
you're like,
God.
I'm 16 and I'm like,
Yeah.
You're
Ye-
just like questioning everything about your reality,
Mhm.
and that's when you start to realize that, because when you do things, you're just it's usually in a setting where you're partying, you're having a good time, so you're just like in a zone of that.
Mhm.
But when you become aware of
Yeah.
questioning
Yeah,
the
yeah.
reality, that's when it shifts.
Yeah.
And then you
Yeah.
come back and you're like, oh my God, I love this.
Yeah,
This is so
you're like,
beautiful.
"It's
This chair feels
perfect." Yeah.
amazing.
No, it's true.
I
so
can't wait for you
wild.
to have kids.
I can't, honestly, I know. I just need to go to Europe, get that off
I
my
just
list.
want
and
to
I'm
see
gonna
my
pop 'em
kids
out.
now.
Yeah, go to Europe
I
and do what?
know.
I need to go to Europe. I
Fucking
have this
shit.
thing in me where
Yeah.
I'm like, I
love
can't
my
have a kid
baby.
until
I know.
I go to Europe.
You haven't been to Europe?
Never.
Oh,
I know.
God.
I haven't-
Yeah.
I'm like the saddest person in the world. I haven't really traveled a lot.
No.
You are not the saddest
no, I
person.
think
I do that by choice. Don't worry.
My parents, like I have my husband's grew up traveling, going all over the world.
Yeah.
My parents never took me anywhere but
neither.
Mexico.
Yeah.
I think the first time I went to Europe was I had a girlfriend in college studying there.
Amazing.
And sub like now my husband loves traveling, and I think we make a big point of it. I'm not the best traveler, but I think it just depends on your family
Yeah,
and
it
also who
does.
you're surrounded by.
It
What's
does.
funny is
Yeah.
traveling will do that to both of us. We're like, you look forward to the trip, then you get there and you're like, I just want to go home. And then you get
Yeah.
home and you're so
Yeah.
grateful for
Yeah.
just like a
And then you
normal
have a
night at home. You're like,
renewed
Oh my God, this couch.
appreciation.
Yeah.
There's no place like home.
Okay, so basically, traveling for you is like going into a deep
yeah,
hole.
I don't need ketamine. I just go on a
Yeah.
trip.
Travel. I
Yeah.
love it. That's
What about you?
amazing.
Did you grow up traveling?
My mom started taking us when we were in high school, but like I was not in gratitude then. So I wish
Yeah.
I think we went to Europe for the first time, and it was really important to my mom that we like were worldly and understood. But I love traveling.
I could see that.
Yeah, I just want to go everywhere
Yeah.
and be around things that I don't know.
Yeah.
And like try new. That's just like it's like
I admire that.
I
Yeah.
need it to like. My husband's great because I need like solo trips. Not being a mom sometimes, and he's just like, yes, go do your thing. Because I
So
need
sick.
it to like. I think it's the Sagittarius and like the
For
me
sure.
and the. I don't know. I love it.
For sure.
I'm jealous of my friends that that can
Me
do
too.
that and take more
I love the
time for
idea of
themselves.
it.
I love the idea
Yeah.
of it, but I'm in practice.
There's so
I
much
wig.
guilt. There's
I wig
so
out.
much guilt.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
really hard, but then I always come back and my kids are like, Mom, I missed you so much. I'm like, see, we needed our hearts like this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know?
that's a
And
good way to
Yes.
put it.
I feel like
Yeah.
I'm more patient when I get me time and
It refuels you.
it does.
Wait, when you
Oh,
land,
100%.
when you land, are they like, cheerio, can you hear me? Do the people have accents?
The people, you mean the spirits.
Yeah.
Can you be clear, please? For the people that like are
spirits have spirits. I
listening
mean,
to
spirit,
this.
I just said
Cheerio.
spirits have spirits.
Hello. We've been
do.
waiting for you.
And so when I
so
first started
funny.
doing readings, I would pick up their accents and then I would do them terribly, or sometimes they would just, if I allowed the spirit to come through me, it's great. But then I'm like, oh God, was that offensive? Like, am I offensive because I'm pretending to be someone I'm not?
Let's go to the pub.
Go to
They,
the
like,
pub.
A lot of
Take off the
energy
top
in
hat.
here.
Mhm. Yes,
That's
that's
so
actually
funny.
a thing. That's hilarious.
I want a
love it.
gift.
You are a gift.
I know I am a
You're
gift,
a gift
but
by being you, boo.
I know. Get it,
She's
girl.
like, I know. I need to tell myself that.
I am a gift.
Everyone is. I feel like everyone has an ability. It's just if you open up to it or not.
Yeah, we
right?
all have it. We all
Yeah,
have
everyone
antennas.
has
It's
it.
just like, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
either you're me and you have to do it and your guys are like too bad, or I already agreed to it, or like you can like exercise the intuit. Everybody has, you know, it's like that when someone's like, it was my gut. I have this gut feeling. That's your intuition.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has it. You just gotta like
Hone
say
in.
thank you more and like,
Yeah. Mine are more surfacey.
yeah,
Yeah.
like I should buy that.
Yeah,
Kinda.
what is
don't know.
give us an example.
I don't know. Not too deep.
See, I love being around that too
Yeah,
because like
it's
I'm
light.
too deep. I'm like I'll always
It's
do. I always
refreshing.
bring it back. Like I feel like I always bring it back to something.
Oh, I don't think so.
no, okay.
No.
No.
No, you're yeah, no.
I had
no,
a
no.
group of friends that would be like, "Oh God, here she goes."
Oh, I could talk to you for hours.
Oh, I love you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
I think you're light considering all the shit you're holding on to.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, but
It's a real thing.
It is.
It's a
I feel
lot.
ya.
Love
It's a
it.
lot.
I
Can
love
we
it.
read Kottie in some way? Can we do something to
Do you
her?
have any questions you want answered? Like,
Yes,
what your
let's
grandma
go.
being like, I'm here. She knows I'm here.
Yeah.
Let's go.
yeah, because she wanted her own podcast.
I love it. What was your Oh wait, actually, I'm not gonna say it for the sake of the reading, but
No, it doesn't matter.
the name.
She doesn't know her name.
Well, she could. I
No,
don't know.
that's too deep.
No, it wouldn't be. I mean, I've actually never done a reading on a podcast. I think it's making me nervous. But
Yeah, I don't
like,
blame
I
you.
would get it anyways.
You would.
Yeah. I would be
The
like,
name.
oh, it starts with an M, and then be like, oh, it's meh. Does it start with an M?
Yep.
Okay, so I am picking it up, but it's just like,
Whoa.
yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I will get,
Her
I get
nickname
like,
does, yeah.
I basically
went by a
try
nickname.
to ask them.
Mima?
I was gonna say
Just
Mima.
kidding.
I was gonna
No.
say that too.
No, no, no,
That's
no.
so fun.
Her
I must
nickname.
Have, I don't know.
Her
'cause
real
You must have
name.
heard her.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I did. I
We're
literally
in.
heard
No,
it,
her real
Mima.
name's
So weird.
Gloria.
I was like, huh.
But
Gloria?
her real name's Gloria,
Yeah.
but everyone called her Mickey.
Oh,
funny.
would have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whoa.
did not
Nikki.
get that. I heard
And she had
Mima, though.
spiky blonde hair
No.
and hot pink lips and black
She
eyeliner.
is a force.
She's hot. Yeah.
Oh my god, I love
She's
it.
a force. And
Wait,
yeah.
did she end up in the hospital for something? I'm having trouble
Yeah.
swallowing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did she have something down her throat in the hospital, or was it for that? It's all in my chest, and I'm having trouble swallowing.
It was more, I think it was a hole in her intestines.
Okay,
Oof.
which would make sense why I'm like.
Yeah. A hole in her
I'm, like,
intestines.
feeling
And I
air
think she
coming
was
out.
just too weak to do
Okay.
surgery on, so she ended up passing away in the hospital.
Okay.
But what's really sad is her husband, who I I would die to meet
Oh
him.
my gosh, she
What?
must have. I'm just getting like all these air bubbles coming. So that's how like I also feel how they died as it happens in my body. But excuse
Oh,
me.
jeez.
Whoa.
It's like I start getting their things.
Whoa.
So that was lovely. I just burped on.
Well, she shit herself too, so watch out.
I was just kidding.
I'm kidding.
I've been there, done that.
Kottie, you're the sailor. My dad calls you the sailor. You're such a crass little lady.
I'm like, guys, it's coming out.
I wanted to surprise you with that one.
Good thing you're sitting in the black chair.
No,
not
I
the,
definitely have
like,
bathroom
color one.
issues, so I wouldn't put it past me.
No, she
Oh my
but
God.
no, her husband died at 42, I believe. Really young.
Oh, that's
really
so
young.
sad.
Really young. She never remarried. And before she died, she's like, I can't wait to see him. And I was like, that's so sweet.
Oh yeah.
And
so
my
we know
dad
they're
still
together.
can't talk
Yeah.
about his dad because my dad was 14.
Oh,
when
by
he
the way,
died.
she was on your right hand side. So your right hand side, your masculine side, and your left hand side, your feminine.
Really?
So I should have told you that too.
Wait, is this
What's
Mickey
that
was
mean?
your dad's mom?
My dad's mom, yeah.
So she was on your dad's side, is what I'm saying. She showed up on your right hand side.
The
Oh,
right hand
yeah.
side.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So do you only pick up on people who have passed away, or
No, I can read. I can read people from a photo or a name.
okay?
So someone could be like even with her when she was talking about her man that's now, she was like, I don't think he's the one, and I'd be like, I'd be like, well, you're gonna change your mind. She was like, no, I'm not.
You guys are so young.
So,
I know, they're
I'm
so
not.
young. I would
I'm
never.
not. Are you serious?
I would.
You're so
I would
young.
have a
32.
brain
You have
bleed
so
if I
much
had
life
that.
to live. You have no fucking clue. It's like not
It's like-
just live your life.
She knows
I'm
too.
living. I'm living for
She
sure.
knows. That
but
means you're gonna
32
live long, and we don't know what our trajectory is.
You're doing great.
You're doing great, sweetie.
You're doing great.
I
I
need
love
you to-
both of your
I-
nails.
Oh, thanks.
They both look great.
Oh,
Thank
mine are like
you.
really, really good. Yeah, you know what? Maybe this was meant to be.
It was.
It was
I
your
mean,
confirmation. Everything's meant to be.
when we talked about it, when I saw you last, you were so quick to be like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna have you guys on." I was like, "Are you seriously? Like that's
Yeah.
so sick. Let's do it."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we are.
It
Boom.
felt
And I am not good with follow through. You should know that. So
I'm really
yeah,
good
she's
at it.
not.
I'm not.
I'd be like, so.
She'll be editing the podcast once it's already up. I'm like, well, next time you should listen to it before it goes up.
I was like,
She's like, "Oh, is that what we're supposed
my
to
bad.
I try to be on it,
You are.
but I know, yeah.
Thank you so much for having us on here, guys.
Thank
I
guys,
you
really
thank
for
you.
coming. I want to
Thank
have a
you.
reading.
Yeah. Yeah,
Ooh.
you should do it.
Uh-huh.
You should do it.
You do too. You want a
I'm
full one.
dying for one.
Yeah. I feel like she's talked to you a lot, though.
Who?
Mickey.
Nikki?
No? You don't pick up on it?
No, sadly.
No, she's always around. Start looking.
Well,
You
people
should-
joke. They're like, she would have loved.
Pink.
What?
Pink.
Yeah.
I think like pink roses or, yeah.
Yeah, they're like, she would have loved. She was very into fashion. She would have loved what I did, like living in LA and
Yeah.
parties.
Where did
and-
she live?
She
Or should I not say?
originally? No, she was in New York.
But you knew her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. She was in New York. She was a banker in New York. She was like
Oh,
talent
cool.
relations at a big
Oh,
bank.
wow.
And
Very cool.
yeah, she had to start working when my grandfather died.
Wow.
She drank 16 cups of coffee a day.
No.
Black.
Holy shit.
Black coffee.
No.
I mean,
wouldn't
could
eat.
that be why her stomach was not
Probably.
happy?
Yeah, that-
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
16.
Yeah. Jeez.
She drank a lot of
that's-
coffee. She was rail thin, very fashionable, always in like Chanel suits. We
Ugh.
buried her in her favorite Chanel suit.
Oh my
Aw.
God, I love that.
Very fashionable.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
She
don't
was
wanna
a
be
she was a
buried.
cool chick. Hell no, neither
Burn
do I.
me and throw me in the ocean, please.
I don't know what I want.
Not the ocean.
I don't
Take
wanna
me
be-
with you.
Yeah, I don't want to be buried and I don't want to be burned. I don't know, what.
I'm
to
struggling
be-
with that
to
with
do.
my dog right now. I'm like, do I
Uh,
put him? Do I need to? What do I do?
Oh, wait, what? Tell
Is he
me.
dead?
My boy, his name was Sunny. I put him down over COVID.
Oh,
This is him. I'm just gonna look how big and cute he is.
you still have him
Such a
as your
beautiful boy.
screensaver?
I do. I know, and I have kids.
Oh,
People are like,
I know.
"Wow." I'm like,
He
I see
was-
the kids every day.
He was special.
Aw.
You met him,
I
but
met him.
So you have
you know,
his
I
ashes.
have his
and you
ashes,
don't
and I'm like,
keep them.
I might keep some and then like like give him to the world.
Yeah.
He loved being outside. He's just like
I bet
in a
he'd love
box. I
being
should
with
get
his
like a really
family more,
fancy
though.
pottery and. Like,
I
put
just
it in
had
that.
to put my dog down, and it was my first. We got her before we had kids, so it was like
Yes, that
basically
was
like my
him.
first kid. And I had animals growing up, but I never actually saw them through. You know, it was either my mom had them or somebody else took them. So I never really had to do this whole thing. And I didn't realize how many people actually have to make the call of when to put them down. You know, in your mind, you think natural causes and just one day they just, you know, will naturally go. But that's just not the case so often with animals. And so you're dealing with the pain of losing them and also the guilt of making that decision, right? Yeah. So I this was a few months ago. I feel sorry. Thank you. I feel like time, you know, obviously making it a little bit more
palpable,
manageable.
I cry all the time,
but
so sweet.
Yeah, especially at night.
Ago.
At night, when you're used to them being there.
So sad.
So I got the ashes, but it was literally like 3 days later the ashes showed up, and I'm like, I still haven't opened the box.
I didn't either.
I put the UPS box. What?
They gave me his like footprint too.
Oh yeah, I have that.
I thought you meant a foot.
And it's all in there, and I can't open it.
I heard that thought. I was
I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
It's so intense. It was so. We also like put him down like with the kids on the deck, like outside, and like held him. It was so traumatic.
I wouldn't. My kids wanted to be there. I told them no. They were at school. I'm like,
you got to go with. We had COVID, so we
so you're like you're home.
Yeah.
Wait, I want to show you one thing and see if you think this is an insane idea. You know what I told Samantha
the worst part of doing that was? The doorbell.
Oh God.
It's like Dr. Death.
Well, yeah, because they're still like wagging their tail.
Dong, and you're like,
God, I could cry thinking about it.
I can't even think about that.
And I'm like, she could have lived another few weeks, you know, but
it's better to not let them suffer. We put him down.
Okay, would you or would you not do this like for an urn?
Wait,
you
what?
can scroll through.
I thought it was a Lego.
Okay, this is an artist who he's does pottery, and he makes these for your ashes for your dog, okay?
Okay, love it.
To look like your dog.
Oh, that's so cute.
And I think it's amazing, and I actually reached out to him to make one, and so he's going to start, and then my sister wigged me out and was like, oh man, that's a horrible idea. It's too on the nose. It's going to depress you.
No.
It's scary. She told me it's scary.
That's like having a picture. It's like, what's the difference between that and having a picture of him somewhere?
The first one's like a lot.
That's what I think she thought. But I just think it's a cool idea.
I think if you're drawn to it, go with it.
Yeah.
If you like it,
the hairy ones.
Go
but
for
she
it.
really pushed me away from it. But again, I still haven't figured out where I want to put the ashes or what I'm going to do.
But if you're drawn to it, you should do it. This is something I'm just now realizing. Like, you can ask people what they think, but at the end of the day, like, what you want is what you want. No one else knows what you want. So if you want to do that, you should do it.
I kind of want to do it, but is it crazy?
I
Do you think it'll make me sad?
I don't think so, but why doesn't he follow through with the
No,
body?
I don't think. I think in the beginning it'll make you sad, but not after. I feel like it's like a vibe for you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's an abstract like pottery. If
Not
you look
to
at
be a
his
dick,
page, but
I think this one was ready to go. And I mean, poor little guy.
What a jerk. That's the one I think she said was gnarly.
Yeah.
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 Oh, you see his little nipples on that one.
Okay.
I know. I was thinking about going to like some pottery person and getting like a pretty thing that didn't look like an urn.
Yeah.
But like, because I don't want to urn.
No.
I'm like, that's weird.
No one has urns.
No, I know.
There's not a lot of ashes.
Very cute.
I'm dealing
He's
with
a whole fucking box
I'm
this
dealing with
big.
that right
Okay,
now.
never mind.
Yeah, my parents.
Sunny was huge though.
Yeah. My parents have our dog, Ryder. He passed away in December. He's chilling on the mantle at home.
So
And his
hard.
box.
It almost makes me not want to get another dog ever. I mean, I have.
It took me 2
I
years.
have some. You have it. I mean,
I got another one. I'm so glad though. I love him so much.
Yeah, he's so cute.
I love animals.
So do I.
I would like have all the I would have all the animals.
I want to live on a farm. That is like the goal, to just have a
Wrong
farm.
city, babe.
See, I want a farm in Studio City that's like really close to here, but you feel like you're in the middle of
Encino,
nowhere.
Tarzana.
Let us know when you get a download.
Calabasas.
I'm in.
We'll come milk the cows.
Yes.
We'll come milk the cows.
We're like the
You
SEAL
know that
Squad.
house at Fryman that has the cow?
No.
You know when you're leaving, you hike up Fryman and then you go all the way down to
no.
the
Oh,
yes,
pavement,
yes, yes.
and there's like a cow.
Yes.
They have like 10 acres right there.
Wow.
No. What?
Oh yeah, I look up real estate all the time.
You
I'm
know,
such a
across
lurker.
from
Fascinating.
Fryman, there's that huge property that.
It used to be what's his face?
Clooney's?
No.
We're talking about the one they're rebuilding. They knocked down the house.
No, it's across like the street,
Across
and it's
Ventura.
literally, I think it's like 50 acres. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I don't even know, 40 or something.
What?
It's like crazy amount of space.
exists here?
They've done a few of school fundraisers because I think the
What
people
school
who
do you go
own
to?
it, I'll tell you, yeah. They have done some fundraisers there. We've done like carnivals there. It's huge. It's a massive property, and there's like a few little houses on it, but there's just like an
That's
insane.
insane.
It's insane. Yeah.
Yeah,
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah.
I want that.
So
Okay.
do
All
I.
right. Well, let's work on that.
We're gonna manifest that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I'm down. I want to ride a horse. That's what I want.
No, thank you.
I used to exercise racehorses. For
Oh
a
my
job.
gosh.
That's sick.
So many lives.
I'm going to medieval times tomorrow, so
Have
Oh,
have
shit.
the best time.
The
I'll
kids
see
love
the
it.
tortured horses.
How old are your kids? They're young.
6 and 3.
Yeah.
So cute.
One of them never ages. She's 3 forever.
That's
Forever.
What the young ones. I feel like that about my niece. I'm
like
like, she
Benjamin
feels like
fucking
she's
Button.
been here forever,
Yeah.
but she just turned 5.
Yeah.
Weird.
Forever, right?
I
Yeah.
feel like Lola's been 3 for 5 years. Yeah.
Yeah, and everyone's like, goes so fast. I'm like, not with this one. It's like watching fucking paint dry with this one. She's had a pacifier for 15 fucking years.
You know what you do? You cut a hole in the tip.
Oh, I did that to Ted. He was like, what have you done? And he went into his room, got bubble gum, chewed it, stuck it inside the pacifier,
Huh?
and he tried it again. He's like,
What have
do you
you
have
done?
tape? And I'm like, we're not taping your fucking Woody.
Oh,
Yeah, they
What
find
have you
it.
done?
What
this
have you
morning?
done?
that is so funny.
Devil woman.
What have you done?
Oh, I can't wait to have kids. Sounds exciting.
It is. It is. Well, thank you guys.
Thank
Yeah,
we'll,
seriously.
we'll
Thank you so
have to follow up
much.
with all of our
I feel like
endeavors.
we've
Yes.
kept you forever.